Hello, everyone. Host AJ Garcia with Garcia Home University here. So I have both a story for you, and I want to talk about on the topic of follow up. I learned a new theory, a new strategy of this, and I was listening to a couple very successful individuals. One being Ryan Serhant. In case you don't know, Google him. He's amazing, and I will have him on a podcast sooner or later. So that is my goal. But he was talking about the three trio of follow up, and it made a lot of sense in the sense, obviously we know the key to any deal is follow up. And I think a lot of times, more times than none, that's where the ball gets dropped a lot of times. Many people make that offer or want to purchase, invest in something, and they want that quick reaction to now kind of thing. We don't invest in real estate. We invest in mobile homes, personal property, but in a sense, it's similar too. And a deal is a deal at the end of the day. So you should never expect a yes on the immediate try. Anyway, I always say that if you make an offer and the seller, really regardless of what they're selling, says yes, you pay too much. That's all that means, right? So stop thinking that everything will come so easy, so quickly. Now, from time to time, you will have deals that you may not get a yes right away, but within a couple tries, there it is. And it adds, these add up to deals quickly and quicker each and every time. And that's great. You're getting better. That's what that means as well. But never expect a yes on the first attempt. Okay. Um, but follow up. How long should you follow up? How often should you follow up? Okay. I think then there's a mistake slightly on that as well, where people can become a little too obvious as to what they're trying to do. You know, a seller really at the end of the day does not care who he or she sells their home to, right? If they're trying to make X amount of money or sell it for whatever amount that they want is, whoever pays that amount, that's who gets the home. Simple as that. But that does not mean that they will not negotiate and that they won't work with you to an extent, but you have to be persistent professionally and follow up accordingly, right? I follow up on average every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. See, every deal is different, every seller is different, so you have to fill them out. The way you approach one and you handle a deal does not mean it's going to work on the next one or the one before or the one after, right? So you have to feel these people. One is, how distressed are they? How soon do they need to sell? Some people may be losing their home inside the mobile home park. Maybe they owe 3, 4 months, 2 months, whatever, worth a lot back owed lot rent. So it's not really an option, especially if they're in that point where they're about to be evicted. Maybe it is in that distress moment that they have to sell. And by that, I don't mean take advantage of these people, but it means that they're in that point where it's not an option anymore. They have to sell, which means negotiation can play very well on that. But my story for y'all is, and I think I've mentioned it slightly on some of my previous videos. You'd have to scroll pretty far to find it, but the longest that I've negotiated on an individual mobile home is right over 6 months. It was a double wide. Notice how quickly it comes to me, because this was a continued follow up. So a little bit over 6 months. It was a double wide. It's a double wide. It was located central Georgia and needed to be moved. The lady wanted to sell it. She didn't really need to sell it. If she did sold it, she wanted a house, she wanted to move, she didn't know where to go. So it was one of those. I mean, and it was all about that fill up, because sometimes that I was talking to her, it was pretty evident that she needed to sell. She wanted to sell now. She was ready to move, wanted to go to Florida, I think at one point mentioned. Um, Anyway, it went back and forth in a professional way. I would check in, call in, and all you have to do is check in with them. And always, I like to leave people with, do you mind if I call you here in the next couple of weeks and just check in on you, see how you're doing, see if you may be ready to sell at that time. Most people never say no. And if they do say no, then it is what it is. You're not going to be a buyer for every sale that there is, and every deal is not for you. So, but I would follow up every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, maybe sometimes every week. If I left on a note where she was like, "Yeah, I'm ready. I'm looking for a house now, and I think I got something. I'm about to put a down payment, something, whatever." Then I know, okay, this just kind of increased the potential of a deal here. So let me go ahead and next week I follow up. No, I decided not to. This is part of it. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you may be thinking or wondering, well, why would you waste so much time on one deal? when there's so many other ones, and you are right in that sense. Why would you? But at the same time, I would ask, why would you only make this your only deal? These are things that you kind of slightly push to the back, the little back burner, if you would, and focus on what you have at hand. So this is not something that will take away from something I may be doing a deal on. This is just an addition to. It's something that I'm gonna follow up. But just like this one here, I may have 10 other ones that I'm doing the same thing. And these will go on to close before, because this one took me the longest, obviously. And then you miss out on some. That is life. That's okay. But the point is that you don't let this one here back you or hold you down from other deals that are potential deals. Okay, those take priority. But this one here, the point of this video is you follow up and you don't let off on that. If it's a deal that can become a deal, keep following up. It takes 1 minute out of your day every 2 weeks to call, hey, just checking in on you. Okay, as simple as that. And after 6 wonderful months of back and forth, she was ready. She finally said, you know what, I am ready. Let's go ahead. And I think she said, let's close within a couple weeks. I'll call next week and the week after that. So, and there it was. And it was done. I ended up, I'm going to find that video. I'm going to try to attach it to this one here just so you can go and see. Because I remember when I made that video, I made it right after we closed on the deal and I was driving off. So it had to be moved, like I said. So we actually had the transportation, the mover who actually wanted to see it at the time as well. We actually met him at the home where we closed, and he was already checking it out, doing everything he needed. So it was a good experience, and definitely one of those that you can say you followed up on, because too many times, again, in today's world, it's all about right now. If it's not now, okay, never mind. I'll go to the next one and the next one, and you're passing up deals that can be great deals. And at the end of the day, too, don't forget we are helping people. So if somebody there were to need your service and you don't passed up on them, some people get angry, upset, and I'm not talking to them anymore. Delete them, block them off my phone. That is a terrible strategy, and that's a terrible thing to do. I mean, if it's not a deal today, it does not mean it can't be a deal tomorrow. So keep your mind open, hear out for this and stay with it. It will come. And again, if it doesn't, then you didn't really lose a whole lot of time because you've been doing deals elsewhere. So there you have it. All right. If you're looking for coaching, I got a couple things I'm putting together. I was talking to a couple of my coaches, mentors, and I like the way they were talking about doing some of these Sunday conferences, some of these Sunday courses per se. We have the step-by-step courses that we do on the webinars, along with if you do shadowing, we go over most of that stuff. Of course, at that point, you're physically walking, and, some of these homes in and out and that sort of thing. A lot goes in that. Stay tuned. I want to say I'm pushing more towards yes than not, and that is every Sunday. We may do every other Sunday. Well, we'll see. We'll figure it out. But what we're talking about is every course, every lesson that we offer on the course, we're going to break it up and we're going to do individual courses Sunday, and on and on. So let's say the first Sunday we decide to do it, it will be on getting leads, off-market deals, okay? Which again, hey, that's huge. How do you find deals? A lot of people are still continuing to say there's no more deals out there. No such thing. They're everywhere. You just need to know how to find them, how to look for them. You need to know the sellers need to know how to find you. And that's really the main thing is if you're not branding, marketing, advertising like you should accordingly, how do people know what you're doing? When somebody thinks about buying or selling, they should be thinking about you. We're talking about mobile homes. So stay tuned for that. I'm definitely leaning towards that. That would be a Sunday, probably 30, 45-minute calls that we can jump on and just conference. We'll throw it on the Zoom, all of our advertisement. Anybody that wants to join that lesson. And that also adds that too, because that is one thing that I get a lot of what I call veteran mobile home investors. And they may look at my course and think, well, I already know how to do this. I don't need help there, but I wouldn't mind learning how to wholesale per se. So if you can just offer me wholesale, then I might be interested. Well, there you have it. Well, list switch lesson is coming up every Sunday. And if you want to join in, simply send us a message. We'll get a lot more details on that. So, all right. Hope you find this video productive. You like it, hit the like and subscribe button to keep these bad boys coming. Till next time, thank you for watching.